Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back. Today is a special day because it is the start of the A through Z playthrough of 2018. We have 83 heroes in the Nexus now to get through. Oh my god. I didn't even realize this is the last circle. The next character, they're going to have to come up with a new design or add another row of circles onto this. I didn't even realize that. If you've never seen the A through Z playthrough before, this is the series that I hear more often than anything else that has brought people to the channel and what they look forward to the most every single year. Now, I brought up my Abathur video from last year, which did very well on views, by the way, which I believe was also demonetized. Just forget that. I look so good. I was so handsome. I don't know what happened to me. My hair's grown a lot in the past year. Like, look at this. It goes down. It's a little wet right now. Don't disregard that. But man, things have changed. I don't have a fancy green screen behind me anymore. I don't have studio lights just baking me all day. And as a result, I feel a lot better because I have less like headaches. Less migraines because my eyes aren't being just fried to a crisp all the time. So it's a lot more relaxed this time of year. I didn't really notice that. If you enjoy this series and you would like to support this series, well, every single one of these matches, or at least the vast majority of them, are going to be streamed live on twitch.tv/MFPallytime. If you want to jump in the chat, say hi, help out with coming up with my list of notes for each character, I'd be happy to have you there. We stream most weekdays. Between noon and 5:30-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We didn't do that last year. And I think that's all I have to say about the series itself. I think that's all. Hey, how you doing? We got a new camera. We got brand new computer parts. I'm really excited to get this series going. Abathur is first up on the list. The original specialist in my eyes. He was added into the game on March 13th, 2014. He was in the very, very early part of the alpha. And, well, he has changed a little bit since then. Quite a bit, actually. There was some pretty interesting strategies for Abathur that I want to talk about throughout the course of this game. Now, of course, this is an informational series. We don't really care if we win or lose. It's about learning the hero's journey to get to where they are today and showing off a build that you can jump in and try in quick match if you decide to do so. So, without further ado, do we pick planes to win games or trains to win games?
Logical decision.
It's planes all day. What are you even talking about? All right, ladies and gentlemen. We find ourselves in the Towers of Doom today, and we have a few things to talk about here. So, this is appropriate. Abathur, even though he is a specialist class, is not classified as a specialist in quick match matchmaking. Instead, he is, I'm going to go for regenerated microbes. He is a sustained hero because he can provide a decent amount of health to his allies. It made it a little unfair in matches that didn't have a sustained hero or a support. So as a result, Abathur got his own classification. Now, there are a few other heroes in that classification as well. Ooh, Mephisto. Mephisto just added into the game, the newest hero to hit the Nexus, and might take people a little while to learn how to play him. So the other characters in that classification for sustain are Zarya, Medivh. What the fuck? Zarya, Medivh, Tassadar, and it used to be Tyrande. There may be one more in there somewhere, but used to be Tyrande. Tyrande is no longer the case. She just got a rework, and she is a full-blown support hero, which is important to Abathur because the rules dictate that there has to be one or the other one of the other sustains on the enemy team if there's no supports. Now, luckily, we did get some supports here. So, because we have a Tyrande, they have a Deckard Cain, and that becomes the end of that exchange. Doesn't matter if I'm on the team or not. It doesn't affect matchmaking anymore. But Tyrande kind of used to be the bane of Abathur's existence. She would just kind of go for owl build, which was able to do large amounts of damage across the map for free. And then with those owls, she would be constantly trying to harass Abathur. Now, this is no longer really the case. She's kind of been nerfed in that regard. She's more of a support now than she's ever been in the game. And as a result, Abathur's actually a lot safer in quick match, if I do say so myself. Now, this is actually one of his worst maps, in my opinion, especially when the enemy team has a Murky. Murky might be free this week because I've been seeing a lot of them. A whole hell of a lot. I'm going to go for the shield persisting after the symbiote. Now, just because Abathur is classified as a sustained character, that does not mean that he can't be an effective healer. There's actually some HGC teams that have been rolling 0 support team comps in professional games and having pretty good success with it just because Abathur's healing can be so effective. Now, a little tip for playing Abathur is you need to be able to maximize your XP gains. And you do that in a few ways. You're able to generate XP with your symbiote. You're able to, this top hat that we have here, that's able to generate some XP. You're also able to generate XP with your body, which is why we try to stay up here in the top lane. But of course, with the enemy team's Murky always up here, that's going to be a little bit more difficult to do. And you could generate XP with the last hit of your locusts. So if your locusts are what kills an enemy, that will generate some XP for you. This team doesn't seem super organized, but hey, when are they ever? You know what I'm saying? When are they ever? Tyrande is doing a Deckard Cain down here. Let's try to give her a little bit of love. Hopefully keep her in this fight a little bit longer. Tyrande is a very, very capable healer now. In the right hands. That's a decoy. Everything's fine here. The most important thing when learning to play Abathur is constantly looking at your minimap, because you need to be able to get value in all these areas that we've been talking about so far. So there's no one soaking the bottom lane right now, so we can put our top hat down here and try to get some extra value. There has been a pretty big change to the overall game, not just talking about quick match anymore. There's been a pretty big change to the overall game in the past year, with the stealth rework and tower redesign that happened earlier in 2018. With those changes, towers no longer have ammunition. What this means for Abathur is his locust split pushing, which is his trait, by the way. His locust split pushing, these little guys, no longer really get value just from suiciding into buildings. They have to actually be able to get in range and deal enough damage in order to be fully utilized. And that just makes his life a little bit more difficult. It's definitely not the end of the world, but you can't just eventually overwhelm a building. You're going to have to put your symbiote on a locust. You're going to have to try to focus it down. Let's see. So there was a change to Abathur's mount as well. His deep tunnel, his Z ability. Of course, this little slug never goes into combat himself. He uses his top hat to help out others. And as a result, he needs to be able to move around the map to avoid conflict. And the deep tunnel is his way of doing just that. If you interrupt deep tunnel now, it's put on a 9-second cooldown, which is a change that I absolutely hate. I cannot stand it, and I don't know why it was put into the game, but I really hate that it was put into the game. Here, I can move up a little bit here and try to push this down. Who do we want to top out here? It's going to be Gazlo, because it looks like he needs a little bit of love. We do have a Genji on his back here. Now, what we can do to try to heal him some more, it would help if our allies were even pretending like they were focusing on the same target. But what we could do to heal people some more with this particular Abathur build is drop the top hat. That puts our symbiote on a 4-second cooldown. Immediately top hat someone and drop the top hat again. That puts our symbiote on a 4-second cooldown. And keep cycling our shields out like this. By doing it this way, it gives us a 4-second cooldown on our shields that we can use to heal our allies globally. as opposed to a 12-second cooldown on our shields. We can do it. I hate having to play team psychologist, but this is the first goddamn game of the series, and I don't want to lose it. These walls are good. These walls are good. Let's heal them up a little bit. I am a little exposed up here in the top lane, but we do have a decent push going on. Looks like Tyrande moving up is taking some damage, but we'll just start to heal her one more time. So this particular build is all about keeping your allies alive in the early game with these top hats, giving them a shield that persists after you drop the top hat, and basically it acts as a regen globe that'll be on the target for quite some time. We'll just go ahead and put our top hat on this. Oh, Mephisto. Try to help him out. You could do it. You could. Oh, I can't do it. Our team's kind of losing every single engagement. Maybe we could start to change that, though, with the ultimate evolution. This is our heroic ability coming out at level 10, and this is going to allow us to make a copy of any ally on the battlefield, and then use them and their abilities to attack the enemy team. Now, this does come with some benefits. It gives you more attack power and spell power than that hero has by default. So if you take over a Jim Raynor, oh my goodness, you're about to deal some serious damage. And the same can be said for taking over Nova players as well, which I think I'm about to do. All of a sudden, you're dealing a shit ton of damage. We'll go ahead and drop the hollow decoy just to keep vision of this guy a little bit longer. Hopefully someone on the team is going in and channeling on the objective right now. That's going to be 2 solid pickup kills for the friendly team. And an easy channel once that thing goes away. Now the 2 members of the enemy team are dead. I can afford to push out a little bit more. I can make sure all of our buildings are healed with Mule. Mule's a pretty unique talent for Abathur to still have in the game because of how old it is. It's a generic talent that not many people still hold on to. In fact, Mule for Abathur is the only Mule that's left in the game at all. So use it while you can, because I really do think that it's going to be removed sometime in the near future. Trying to break our Nova out of that. We do have the Dragon Blade coming out from the enemy team's Genji. Trying to drop the shield so we can re-shield again. Good, and we'll just leave that there. Looks like we are finally winning a confrontation. Good job, guys. We can do it! Oh, I hate being the cheerleader for the team. But, you know, I guess someone has to. Gonna give another shield to our Mephisto player, but teams overstayed their welcome just a little bit down there in the bottom lane, and it looks like they will be needing to march right on out of there. Looks like they're gonna be fine, though. Yeah, looks like they're gonna be fine. Meanwhile, we moved up in the top lane, and we're trying to push this down. This is probably Abathur's weakest... Well, we're dead. Probably Abathur's weakest map, simply because once you kill these towers, they are able to come back. You're not really gaining any ground on the enemy team in that capacity, which is why I didn't go for a split push build with our Abathur today. I went for a more supporty, trying to help our team out kind of build. You could also argue that this is also the reason why Mule is kind of weak on this map, but you know what? I just wanted to pick Mule so I could talk about it, okay? We are going to be back up in 3 seconds, so we could just deep tunnel anywhere we want to be. Looks like the friendly team aren't taking too many fights right now, but we'll go ahead and give a hat to Tyrande anyway. We're going to deep tunnel our way up top, and it looks like Mephisto found 1 egg of Murky, but not the real one. We do have our ultimate evolution ready to go again. It looks like there may be a confrontation here in the middle lane. Wow. You walked into your own decoys, Bomb. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. You don't... No, you can't let this happen. This is embarrassing. There's gonna be, like, several hundred thousands of people watching you lose this fight to a Murky, okay? You can't... Oh, goodness. Okay. See if we can focus down this Decker Cane. If we can, it's a big deal. That's the consumed soul of our Mephisto. Oh my god. Finally, there we go, boys. There we go. I knew it was a little short, but you gotta try. Hey, he got him. Did we win the objective? I feel like we won that objective there. Uh-oh. Okay, we are going to go for a stab deals additional damage, maybe. This team's playing really close, so we could try Soma Transference. This is a talent that's going to heal our allies whenever... Hey, we got bottom lane, too. That's great. I'll try to hold this for as long as I can. This is a talent that's going to heal our allies whenever we have our symbiote on top of them and we use our W ability. It's just a little bit of an AoE around the target. This is looking fine. This is looking fine. I thought I would have to heal top a little bit more, but even though Murky was just playing behind enemy lines, he wasn't really dealing too much damage to it. We're going to get a tower down in the top lane. It looks like that's going to be it with Genji moving in to defend it. You know, I could have muled that, actually. I could have muled that building and potentially kept it alive a little bit longer in the bottom lane. I think that was a little bit of a misplay. The friendly team looking like they want to move in here. Stay a while and listen being used, and we are once again going to become Nova. So we can deal as much damage as possible. Deckard Cain in a bad spot here. Doesn't matter. Is his self-healing enough to keep him alive? It looks like it will be. Sadly. Looks like it will be. Okay. So we're just going to let this decoy run out. We'll try to deal a little bit of damage before it does. The friendly team deciding to still move forward, and Mephisto channeling his ultimate in point-blank range. We did not get a good Mephisto, boys. We did not get a good Mephisto. I'm going to try to channel this, though. I think that the enemy team is going to be focused elsewhere, and I should be able to channel this for the friendly team to get some damage out pretty quickly. Genji deciding to get his side, and Gazlo was able to move down there and get the bottom. So we were in the lead!
You've lost this one,
It's happening!
It will not be your last.
All right, let's sit here and defend this. Let's make sure Gazlo's okay. Gazlo's going to be totally fine. Beautiful. Our XP contribution could be significantly better. I'm just a little afraid to play too far forward versus this particular team, just because of how much damage they have been doing so far. Does not look like Gazlo's going to get away. So many ultimates being used on him there to secure that kill.
The goddess blesses your hand.
Okay. Okay. Middle's looking fine, but we need a lot of help bottom. Looks like Nova's on the way. Come on, the pinning shot! Yeah, 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 yeah! Here's another one! Beautiful. I'm trying to navigate around that route so I don't hit it too much. Triple tap, best ult in the game. Does secure a kill! Dreams do come true! We're gonna drop the hollow decoy for Nova so it'll tank the tower, but it didn't tank the tower? What? Symbiote up top because I want to push this in to try to get this final tower up in the top lane. We do have numbers advantage down bot. We are going to be picking up Carapace move speed, I guess. That might help. That might help our Mephisto reposition a little bit more too, since he's been having some trouble with that. We are 2 tower shots ahead of this enemy team as the next objective is coming up. It's only going to be 1 shrine, but we do have the advantage here in the bottom lane. If he wants to chase, he can. Nova's channeling bottom. Murky's looking up top. I'm just constantly looking at my mini-map to see what I can help with. We're going to drop the mule this time and give a shield to this building as well. Maybe that'll allow us to hold it a little bit longer. Doesn't look like it's going to be too awful long, though. Especially with Mephisto moving in and attracting even more attention down here. Good ultimate, though! Will secure a kill on Kael'thas! And Gazlo's going to be able to walk away from this, no problem. Actually, Gazlo's going to be able to re-engage and secure a kill. Damn, boys, damn! If we could push top now, that'll be huge. I didn't realize we had a Robo-Goblin Gazlo on our team, so our split push is actually really good. I could have given him... Uh-oh. I could have potentially given him the attack speed buff. God, just Deckard never dies. He just never dies. We're going to need to give a new shield to that guy soon. These guys are okay. Okay! So you can see how the minimap becomes your best friend when you're sitting around and you're looking at Abathur, looking to play Abathur. We kind of have to be everywhere in order to keep our allies healthy and keep... Yep. Meant to do that.
The altars are rising.
Totally meant to do that. Yeah, nothing to see here, boys.
Evolution.
Everything's normal. We're gonna try to repair that building with our mule. Uh-oh, bud. Back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Genji might be able to do a lot of damage here. The real Nova's taking some damage. We want her healed up because she could do a lot of damage in this fight. She is going to be hit with the Octo Grab, but I think Tyranda's level 1 heal was able to get her out of that. We're just trying to spread our healing around as much as we can here. Nice kill secure. Does he get the reset? Yes, he does. That's huge. I think we may have just ignored the objective, though. Got him. But if we could take middle right now, that'll be great. That'll be really, really good. I hope the whole team knows that. I hope everyone's moving in. I'm going to try to keep these other lanes at bay to the best of my ability. Come on, you can get it, team. You can get it.
Enemy keep annihilated.
Okay. Gonna mule top. Mule top, give it a shield. I'm gonna hold on to this tower, Murky. You can't have it. Beautiful. So now every couple of seconds, we're gonna be dealing 1 core damage to the enemy team here, which is pretty huge. We're gonna need to shield this so it doesn't take too much damage from these minions. I think we won, boys. No, don't say it yet. Don't jinx it. I was gonna say our team comp sucks. That was a real death for Murky. He's gonna be dead for 60 seconds. We're gonna just take over Gazlo here and hold the line. And hold the line. Our team comp sucks. We can never win. Whew. Whew.
Victory.
I got a little tryhard in that game. I don't know where all that tryhard came from. Okay. Did I talk about everything I wanted to? Sustain here on quick match. We covered that. Tyrande, yeah. Solo support, we did. Oh, Ultimate Evolution got a 20 cooldown. 20 seconds added to its cooldown because, as you can see, it's really, really strong. It won most of the team fights we used it in, so I think it makes sense. With Ultimate Evolution before, you used to be able to cast the heroic ability of the target that you took over. So the example I always use, if you cloned Zeratul, he could Void Prison to lock a team down. You can then Void Prison again to lock the team down, and Ultimate Evolution would be off cooldown in time for you to clone Zeratul and Void Prison again before he could. Could you imagine that in the game today? Could you imagine that? Consume Soul on Abathur with a 20% spell power increase? Just always, your whole team's just taking damage all the time from Mephisto. That used to be ridiculous. We talked about his things dying. Oh, on the map now to help the enemy team counter Abathur, and I also think to help your team understand what he's doing a little bit more. You're able to see his his top hat target on the map. So it looks like a little crown, and you can see it if it's on a minion. You can see it if it's on his Ultimate Evolution. We talked about my least favorite change to the game ever, the Deep Tunnel. He is the only remaining mule, used to be able to use other ults, and there was a really fun combo back in the day that I like to call the Cheesecake Factory. Locusts used to be able to outrange forts and towers and things like that. If you went for ranged locusts, health at level 1, and then spawning a group of locusts, you could essentially teleport to a lane with your deep tunnel, decide that you wanted to drop every locust down at one time. They would walk up to towers, and the towers were defenseless, so if you had the increased duration on locusts, they would just keep hitting them over and over and over, and there was nothing that the tower could do about it. Someone on the enemy team had to respond to this. So effectively what you were doing was you were creating a situation where the enemy team has to make an impossible choice. Do they go back and do they defend versus you? Or do they try to fight your team while they're losing the bottom lane or whatever, and still be an equal fight? Because, of course, Abathur can help out in all things. It was a really weird dynamic, so they nerfed it. And the Locusts now have to walk into tower range in order to start DPSing them down. But there was a fun combo with this, where Zagara used to be able to put creep down globally. So what you would do was have Zagara put a creep tumor down in the enemy team's base behind their keep, so close to their core. So you could do this at level 10. So everyone would be moving up to fight, to take objectives. You put a creep tumor down behind their keep, put a Nidus worm down, teleport into their base. Abathur then burrows down there, drops all of his locusts. Remember, these outrange the buildings at this time. And then you would also use Ultimate Evolution on Zagara as well to basically summon in 1,000 little pets to tank the tower. And at level 10, you could start taking keeps without any other buildings being dead. And it was really fun. Also, this is new, right? Didn't this used to just be stars? How much fun did you have on that last match? I'm gonna give it a smirk. A little. Our team didn't believe. If our team believed from the beginning, it would have been a great match. The talents we used in today's video: Regenerated Microbes, Sustained Carapace, Call Down Mule. Use it while you can. I don't think it's going to be in the game much longer. The Ultimate Evolution, the Soma Transference, because I thought it would help Mephisto. Specifically why I picked that. I don't know if it actually did. I went for Adrenaline Boost again because I thought it would help Mephisto. I don't know if it actually did. And then we went for the Hive Mind. Symbiote creates an additional symbiote on a nearby hero. So basically you have your main one, and then you have a little minor one on a nearby target. It allows you to cast your abilities multiple times. If you're going for a DPS Abathur build, that one is a must. I picked it up so we could spread our shields to multiple targets as well. And that is Abathur in 2018. Do you feel like I missed something? Well, let your voice be heard down in the comments. I'm definitely not perfect at this. I'm trying to do the best I can. But, eventually I miss a little bit of a nuance here or there. Up next, we are going to be taking a look at Alarak. Oh, yeah, we talk about his skin. That's interesting for the Nexus. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you guys tomorrow.